So, what if your tablet could do everything? And I mean, really everything. Today, we're going to take a look at the Lenovo Yoga Tab Plus, a device that's not just for binging your favorite shows, it's actually making a serious play to replace your laptop for good.
And Lenovo is absolutely packing this thing to the gills with features. Which, leads us to the big question, right? Can this one sleek device really truly kick your trusty laptop to the curb? Well, we're about to find out.
And right off the bat, the spec sheet is it reads like a tech lover's wish list. We're talking top-of-the-line smartphone power, a display that is buttery smooth, a sound system that can honestly fill a room, and, get this, the tools you actually need to be productive, like the stylus and keyboard, they're already in the box. No sneaky extra charges.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with that laptop killer question, then dive deep into its power and performance, the sensory experience, the screen and sound, what you get in the box, the practical trade-offs, and then, of course, the final verdict.
Okay, so here's the first thing that really makes this tablet stand out. If you buy from Apple or Samsung, a good keyboard and a stylus could easily set you back hundreds of extra dollars. Lenovo? They just put them right in the box. That one simple decision completely changes the value proposition, turning this from just another tablet into a potential workstation from the second you open it.
But, having all that stuff is kind of pointless if there's no real power behind it, right? A true laptop replacement needs some serious horsepower. So let's pop the hood and see what this thing is really made of.
The heart of this beast is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. That is top-tier, flagship-level power. But it's also paired with a massive 16 gigs of super-fast RAM. To put it simply, this combination is built to handle pretty much anything you can throw at it without even a hint of lag.
And wow, the numbers, they're just staggering. It scores over 1.7 million on the Antutu benchmark. Now that's not just some number on a screen. That's the feeling of apps opening the very instant you tap them. It's juggling a dozen different tasks at once without a single stutter. That's real-world speed.
Geekbench just confirms what we're seeing. This isn't just a tablet, it's an absolute powerhouse. That high single-core score makes all your everyday stuff, like browsing, feel electric. And the multi-core muscle? That means it won't choke on heavy-duty tasks like editing video. It is playing in the big leagues.
But what about gaming? This is where it gets kind of funny. In the toughest graphics test out there, the 3D Mark Wildlife Benchmark, the Yoga Tab Plus was so powerful, it literally maxed out the test. It broke the scale. That means it can run any game on the market at the highest possible settings, period.
Okay, so the numbers are insane, we get it. But specs on a sheet are one thing. How does this tablet actually look, feel, and sound when you're using it? Let's dive into the whole sensory experience.
And wow, the screen, it is definitely the star of the show. It's huge, it's incredibly sharp, and it's got a 144 Hz refresh rate. That makes everything from just scrolling through an article to high-speed gaming feel impossibly fluid. And at 900 nits, it's bright enough to fight off glare, even if you're sitting outside.
Now, to hit this price point, Lenovo made a really smart choice here. This is a brilliant LTPS IPS panel, which means colors just pop and the brightness is fantastic. So what's the trade-off? It's not an OLED screen. That means you won't get those perfect, inky, absolute blacks you see on pricier competitors, but honestly, for almost everything else, this screen is just stunning. 6. Yeah, you heard that right. 6. That is the number of speakers that Lenovo somehow managed to pack into this thin tablet. And this isn't just about being loud, it's about creating a truly dimensional soundscape.
The result is what the source calls cinematic sound, and that is the perfect way to describe it. It's tuned by Harman Kardon, and it uses dedicated tweeters for the highs and 4 subwoofers for the days. This creates this incredibly wide, spatial audio that makes movies and games feel genuinely immersive in a way you do not expect from a tablet.
All right, let's talk about the plus in the name, because this is probably the single biggest reason to consider this tablet over the competition. What you get right inside the box. I mean, just look at what they give you. It's not just the tablet. It's the high-precision stylus for drawing and taking notes. It's the full-size keyboard with a trackpad for writing emails and documents. It's the magnetic stand to hold it all up, and even the fast charger. This isn't just a list of optional accessories. It's a complete mobile office, included from the start.
So what does that actually mean for your wallet? Well, if you had to buy all of these essential accessories separately from another big brand, you'd be looking at spending around an extra $300. Lenovo just includes it all, which makes the overall value of this package incredibly competitive.
All right, but let's be real here. No device is perfect, right? So to give you the full, honest picture, we need to talk about the practical compromises the review points out. This is the reality check.
So here's the stuff you really need to know. The battery life? It's just okay. Pretty average for a flagship. More importantly, there's no SIM card slot, so you can't get mobile data on the go. There's also no micro SD slot to expand the storage. And yep, no headphone jack. These factors really define it as a device that's best used at home, in the office, or anywhere you've got a solid Wi-Fi connection.
And when we say average battery life, what does that actually look like? Well, in a non-stop video playback test with the screen at maximum brightness, it lasted 6 hours and 15 minutes. So it'll get you through a workday with mixed use, but it's definitely not a battery champion.
Okay, so we've seen the incredible power, the gorgeous screen, the insane value, and of course, the trade-offs. So let's bring it all together for the final verdict. Who is this device really for?
Well, it really boils down to 4 key groups of people. First, professionals, who need a powerful and portable workstation. Second, students who are going to live on that included stylus and keyboard for notes and assignments. Third, multimedia lovers who just want that incredible screen and cinematic sound. And finally, gamers who demand elite, top-tier performance that won't overheat.
And that brings us right back to our original question. Can it replace your laptop? The final judgment is, yeah. For a huge range of tasks, this is a powerful and balanced device that absolutely can. There's just one major condition. You have to be someone who doesn't rely on having a constant cellular connection.
So this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When a tablet comes with this much raw power and a complete productivity toolkit right in the box, is there any reason left for most of us to even buy a traditional laptop anymore? That's something to think about.